Hey Gemini, it's Jill with the Healing Moon Tarot, and today we're going to do your June 2018 general reading. And we're just going to look at the cards today because I haven't been feeling well. I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it's been raining here forever, and my allergies and sinuses have been just beat up. So we're just going to do things a little different. All right, Gemini, we're going to pull a card for your mental space this month, and we're going to pull the Ace of Swords. So mentally, you may be in a really, I think this card's really exciting, a brand new idea, a brand new thought process, a brand new perspective. This is it's an ace, so it's something, it's like a seed to be watered. And this came up in your mental, and it's a sword. So swords are already your mental activities. So in the month of June, I just see a lot of exciting first kind of, okay, this is like an aha moment of a very cut through the bullshit, cut through, all over things. It just kind of, that made a lot of sense. And now I need to do something. This is potential here. This is a potential to grow something into something really cool or big or amazing or beneficial for you. Or it could just be a really clear, crystal clear look at some aspect of your life that brings you a lot of security, knowing that, okay, that is the way it is. And all I have to do is now pay attention to it and be aware and be conscious of it. And the potential for growth there is great, as long as I'm, paying attention to it. I think that's an awesome card to come out. If this might be, although it may scare you a little bit or make you a little uncomfortable or be like, wow, why haven't I ever thought of that before? If that pulls up any insecurities this month, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter that you just got it. At least you got it. And now it's up to you to do something with it. Okay? There's a reason why it hadn't shown up till now, and you didn't have this understanding or this perspective till now. But now that it is yours, now that you can see it, now that you do understand that, it's your responsibility now to do something with that. Let's pull a card for your physical space this month, and I want this one. And we have the Lovers. So I think that's pretty obvious. Gemini. Physically, you may be in a space of really wanting to connect with another person, to share that deep I choose kind of connection. Like, I'm making this choice to actively put myself out there and to receive whatever you're giving me. This could just be very physical, period, but I feel like it's deeper than that. Like, it's a I'm making the choice to have this experience. I'm making the choice to let this person in my life. I'm making the choice to do this. And even if it isn't a person, the Lover's card speaks a lot to me about my body as well. And it's coming up in a physical space. So how am I loving myself? How am I making the choice to take care of myself? Am I being real with myself? Am I being healthy? Am I, all of those kinds of things. So I believe this card is there to just raise a question with you about your relationship to your physical body, whether that may be just food, activity, relationships with others, those kinds of things. Like, what physically am I nurturing this part of myself? All right, let's pull a card for your emotional space in the month of June. And we have the Eight of Wands. So emotionally, you may feel like you're all over the damn place, or you may feel like there's a lot. And it may be because of some of this stuff, but wands, I always the first thing that comes to mind every single time I see this card is arrows soaring through the night. Like, I like a lot of like historical kind of TV shows or documentaries and like medieval type stuff, and I just see like they're standing on top of the, even though it's not documented as a medieval city, it looks like Seattle actually, but you know, just firing their arrows off the top ledge and through the night. And I just, every time I get this overwhelming feeling, because it's a lot of movement, it's a lot of action, it's a lot of, it's almost like a lot of responsibility when I see this card. Like, I need to know where every single one of those are going. Like, I can't just blindly shoot these arrows at people, right? Like, so emotionally, you may feel like you're having to send a lot of stuff out into the world, but I also feel like this card's kind of a card of victory. It feels very like it's not a completion, it's only an 8, but I feel like it's like, okay, we're making some progress and we're really putting some heavy movement in. So emotionally, you may really be feeling connected to people, or you may just be overwhelmed right now because there's a lot going on, there's a lot to consider, there's a lot to be responsible for. But regardless, emotionally, just understand that even when there's a lot happening there, it's important to be accountable for what you're doing and how you're doing it and what you're putting out there. And this stuff is going to go where you send it. You know what I mean? So being very mindful and have clear intent with what you're sending out from yourself emotionally, how you're trying to connect with people, and so forth. Now, let's pull one more card for this row, and this will be a card for spirituality. Okay, this is why I'm having, my hands don't really work very well sometimes. I have some medical issues that make it difficult, Gemini, but that's why I'm pulling and not shuffling a lot today and just pulling cards in a different kind of way, because I'm having a hard time with it. So spiritual for Taurus in the month of June. I think I want this one here. And this one tried to flip just a second ago when I was shuffling, so apparently that one really wanted to come out. And we have the 10 of Wands. So spiritually speaking, you may be carrying around a lot of crap that no longer serves you. And these are kind of hard conversations to have sometimes, but honestly, I enjoy having them because I think they're important. So spiritually speaking, if you were raised in a specific religion or with a specific thought process or a specific, this is what spirituality means, this is what it is, and these rules and contracts or whatever it is. Sometimes our relationship to those things can become burdensome. And it's not that those things are wrong. It's not that we're wrong. It's just that we need to reevaluate our relationship with those things. So spiritually speaking, religiously speaking, whatever your perception of what that means and what that is, if you are feeling at all bogged down by it, it is time to reevaluate it. It is time to ask questions. It's time to question yourself. What is my relationship to this? Why? Why do I have these thoughts or feelings about it? Do I feel like it's a burden, or do I feel like it helps me be a better person and connect to my moral compass and my soul or whatever? Even if you are not spiritual at all, which I doubt since you're watching a tarot video, even if you still have these perceived notions of what spirituality is and what your relationship to it is, even if you think you're void of that, that's still an opinion, that's still a perception of it. And it may be time to reevaluate some of that stuff and put down what doesn't serve you any longer and get to a place where you're more in line with that relationship. So regardless of how that energy is playing for you this month, Gemini, I think it's important to at least open your eyes to it. Like, he's not opening to anything. He is bent over carrying the burdens. A big freaking ugly bug. I think you guys got this card last month, didn't you? I can't remember. I just remember yelling at people to put the damn thing down. I know Pisces was one of them, but another one. But anyway, that's not his. Why is he carrying it? And he's so burdened and bogged down by it. So, spiritually speaking, it may be time to reevaluate even just traditional type things, habits of daily life that are tied to this this bigger spiritual realm. And if you feel guilt because you ate something that doesn't fit in spiritually with what you're supposed to, or something really abstract like that. But regardless, if it's not serving you, put it down, is what that card is telling you. So let's grab a couple more cards, just as overall suggestions or action cards for you this month. And sometimes these come out as, a specific thing that you need to pay attention to. Let's grab two of them down here for the bottom. I'm going to take this one and this one. Come on. And we get the 8 of Cups and the 7 of Wands. So you're very wand heavy this month with the 8, 10, and the 7. And our wands talk about I can't talk at all, but the cards and the wands talk about our actions and what we're doing with once we have these thoughts and these feelings and this drive. This is our drive to get things done and to stand up. Like, he is standing up for what is his. He is fighting for it. I'm going to defend this. So again, it's like this is the guy on top of the mountain shooting these arrows, and he's defending himself from these guys. Like, that's how my brain kind of sees how all this plays together. And the 8 of Cups is talking about he's putting some emotional stuff down so he can move forward, because there's no way he can climb that mountain holding on to all that stuff, right? So as your extra add-on here, your suggestion for the month or your action card, it is to, I believe, again, this reevaluation. What doesn't serve me anymore? What do I need to leave behind? And then I need to defend what it is I do want. I need to stand up for where I do want to be. I need to put myself out there. So I think with all of this coming out, because we have this brand new thought or idea, or this, okay, this makes sense now. Then with your physical and your emotional looking like a lot of movement and a lot of things are happening and a lot of connection, but you're feeling kind of weighed down, or you might be doing things that do not serve you, do not feel good to you, are not helping you get past. That may all come down to emotionally, where am I? What am I willing to stand for? What am I willing to fight for? And what do I have to let go so I can be in the space that I want to be in? But overall, I think this is a beautiful reading with some beautiful suggestions for the month, of just, that doesn't work for me, this does work for me, and I'm willing to stand up for it and to engage. I'm willing to engage about this. I'm willing to share my thoughts, ideas, opinions, whatever. I'm willing to do some work here. And I know that I have to put some stuff down for this stuff to move forward, and for me to be on to to have good position, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, all right, Gemini, I would love to hear from you. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, just leave them below. I do daily card pulls. Well, sometimes I miss a day because, well, that's life. But on my Instagram, and pull a card, talk about some of the ideas and associations with the cards to see how, it's my daily counseling tool of different things, or prompts for my meditation or prayer. So I think they're really fun and I enjoy doing those. And I would love to have you join me there. It'll be linked below. And if this resonated with you at all, I would love a thumbs up so I know that I'm connecting with you guys. All right. I hope you have a great month. I will see you soon with another reading. Be well. Bye.